market, despite what may be going on in your own personal life, you are continuing to find a way and make a way. We can all agree on here that things don't always go our way. Yes? You have some days maybe they don't go your way, maybe some days, some weeks, maybe some years. All right, like life just hands us stuff, and what I want to talk today about is how do we handle those pieces. Okay, and I call them roadblocks. I was actually on a call this last week with somebody who's on this call today. They gave that we started talking about just things that may be in our way. All right, are you with me? Things that may be in our way. I love to hear Keith talk because he's saying, hey, I've had this injury, I've had this pain, but I haven't let it get in my way. I'm finding how to get on the other side of it, right? And so what we want to talk about today is how do we handle those things that come our way. I got to put my glasses on or I'm not going to be able to see my notes at all. You're welcome. Okay. All right. See, I had a roadblock and now I fixed it. There you go. Okay. So here's the first thing I want you to write down. I just want you to write down the word road. ROAD. I want to give you an acronym around the word road that's going to help you be able to move through these roadblocks that come our way. They may be roadblocks in business, in life, in your mindset, right? Like Leanna was talking about. I love that Leanna's going, hey, I'm not letting a roadblock of a number get in my way. How many people do you think let a roadblock of their number get in the way? Oh, I'm getting old. Look how old I am. No. Right? Like we get to choose that. So here's what I want you to write down. Here's what the R stands for. The R stands for just recognize it. Okay? Like just call it what it is, right? We want to recognize what it is that may be holding us back from where it is that we actually want to go. All right? Which, by the way, I want you to write this down. You may be the roadblock. You tracking with me here? It may not be the things or the circumstances. It could be you are the roadblock and all of these other things are excuses that are keeping us from there. All right? You're welcome. I love you. All right? And we got to recognize that. Okay? If you don't recognize that, get someone in your life who loves you enough that will recognize that for you. Okay? Get somebody who loves you enough that goes, hey, by the way, you have a roadblock and it's called you. Okay? You tracking with me on this? Here's the O. Own what you can control. Own what you can control. Take a look at the landscape of what's going on, and I'm going to take, I call it personal ownership. All right? I'm going to take personal ownership of what I can control. If you're struggling in what you can control, here's the best exercise for you to do. Write down everything you can't control on the left side of the page. Write down everything you can control on the right. You with me? And then burn the left because you can't do anything about it. I can't fix what I cannot control, but I can fix what I can control. You with me on this? Okay. Like let's just talk examples about this right now. You cannot control interest rates. You cannot control other people. Okay. You can't control inventory. You can't control the weather. You can't control what happens in our government. Like we can't control these things. Are you with me? What I can control is my schedule. What I can control is what Anthony was talking about. I can control and create conversations. Yes or no? One of the things we're doing in real work is we're just having you track your conversations. You can control that. I can control what I say. All right? I can control how I respond. I can control my attitude. I can control my preparation. Here's what you're going to find. There are a whole lot more controllables than there are uncontrollables. The problem is we get fixated on the uncontrollables. We sit in them and then we talk about them to other people. Did you know you do that? Yeah. We take all the things that aren't going our way and then we start looking for people who are going to agree with that. And I want you to start looking for people who are going to call you out on that. You with me? All right. So own what you can control. Here's the A. I want you to assess the response. I'm going to talk to you in a minute about the 4 responses you can have when it comes to the roadblocks and obstacles that get in your way. Okay. But I want you to assess the response. All right. And I want you to be a person that is solutions first. Not problem first, solution first. Okay. So when I ran my real estate team, we were about 15 agents on my team. I had one main rule, and that was you could walk in my office and tell me anything you wanted to tell me. Okay. You could tell me that you thought what we were doing was just absolutely dumb, that we need to do something different. I got no problem with that as long as you walk in my door with 3 solutions. Don't come in here and complain to me. Okay. I don't want to hear you complain. And we ain't going to get anywhere like that. I want you to come in with, hey, here's a problem that I've recognized, and here's some thoughts that I have. Can we talk through it? Absolutely. Sit down. Let's talk about it. All right. That's assessing the response. Okay. The R, Keith, was just recognizing it. I just need to recognize what it is and call it what it is. Okay. And then here's the D. The D is you got to drive forward. You got to drive forward. All right. Everybody hear me. A roadblock or an obstacle only stops you if you let it. Period. Okay, that's it. A roadblock or an obstacle only stops you if you let it. So I want to talk you through the 4 ways that you can actually work through any obstacle that comes around. Okay. First thing I want you to write down right now is I just want you to ask yourself the question, what's the biggest roadblock standing between you and your goals right now? Or even just write down, what's an obstacle you have right now in your life? Like, it may be in your life. It may be in a relationship. It may be in your mindset. It could be in your business. But every one of us on this screen has a roadblock, I guarantee you. All of us. I just want you to write it down. Okay, so guess what you just did? You just did the R of the framework. You just recognized it. Okay. And I just want you to call it what it is. Don't have any judgment around it. Just, this is what it is. So roadblock. Okay. You with me? And there's all kinds of roadblocks you could have right now. Like on the business side, low inventory, roadblock, yes or no? Okay. Buyers having a tough time, get off their dime, roadblock, yes or no? Okay. How about the inspections and the appraisals? All of these things are possible roadblocks. How about unrealistic expectations? You got anybody you're working with who has that? How many of you are having unrealistic expectations of yourself? Come on now, right? Okay. How many of you fear is a roadblock? Right? Or maybe self-doubt. Do you have some of that creeping in? Okay. Whatever it is, I just want you to claim it. Okay. And I want to remind you that the roadblock does not determine your future. How you respond to the roadblock does. Okay. The roadblock doesn't determine my future. How I respond to it is what determines my future. So I'm going to give you 4 ways to process through the roadblock. Okay. Here's the first one. First option you have is you go right through it. Tracking with me? Like, I see it. I know it's there. That's fine. I'm going to walk right through the middle of this roadblock. Are you with me? Some roadblocks just require this unrelenting persistence and tireless resolve that I will not be beat by you. And I'm going to walk right through the middle of it. You tracking with me on this? Okay. I got a couple buddies right now that are dealing with stage 4 cancer, and I am blown away as I watch them walk right through the middle of it. Like, full of faith, full of hope, feeling worse than they have ever felt, and they're just walking right through the middle of it. Tracking with me? There are some roadblocks that the only way you get through it is you got to get through it. Okay? You with me? All right? Now, there are other roadblocks that you just need to go around. You tracking with me? Like, hey, I see, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to let this one deter me either, but I don't really see a way through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify, maybe there's a different path. Maybe what I'm looking at isn't what I need to be looking at. Maybe there's 3 or 4 different paths I could take that will take me around the roadblock. You with me? Sometimes I think we get blinders on and we're not looking up, okay, to see what the actual options are that we have, okay? And the reality is there's always an option, okay? One of my favorite people on the planet, her name is Mo Anderson. If you don't know Mo Anderson, you should, okay? Mo Anderson always says, in every single obstacle, there is opportunity. That's what she says. In every single obstacle, there is opportunity. And she's lived her life that way. You know why she's successful? Because she lives that way. She takes obstacles, she takes roadblocks, and she goes, how am I going to get around this? There's opportunity here. I've just got to look for it. Okay? You with me? Don't confuse a blocked path with a blocked future. Hey, can I also tell you this? Sometimes your blocked path is a good thing. You with me? Like sometimes we need to be blocked a little bit. All right. So the other option is we go around it. Okay. The third option when we have a roadblock is we just get over it. Okay. Hey, can I tell you something? Some of you holding on to stuff that it is not helping your cause, right? Like maybe you're holding on to something from 20 years ago. And I'm not minimizing, everybody hear me, I'm not minimizing it. I'm just saying, like, maybe it's time we just let that go. Maybe I just, right? Like, hey, it is what it is. I can't fix it. Quite frankly, sometimes our roadblocks, like, don't even have anything to do with us. Are you with me? And I've just got to have the frame of mind that goes, I'm just gonna get over it. I'm gonna get over it. I don't have to live in this space or feel this way. And so I'm just going to make sure that we get over it. Okay, you with me? Some of that may be some of your feelings. Okay, maybe something that's happened, right, that we're still holding on to. All right. I've done this exercise with you before on a call, but if you squeeze your dominant hand as tight as you possibly can, and if you were to hold that over and over and over and over and over again and not let go, your arm is going to cramp. Your whole body's going to hurt. Okay. And if you would just release, okay, and let go, I guarantee you would start to feel different. Okay. You tracking with me on this? So maybe what you wrote down today, maybe you just need to get over. Okay. You tracking with me on this? All right. And then here's the last one. Okay. And this is a big one. The last one is you fight for it. And there are some things that I'm telling you right now, I will die on the hill for. You tracking with me on this? If it affects my family, I'm going to fight for it. All right. I'm 5'6", 135, and I will break your ankles. Okay. I'll bite your kneecaps. I don't care what I don't care what I do. I will fight for these people in my house. You tracking with me? Like some of y'all don't know my bride, like personally. Let me tell you something about my bride. Okay. Sweetest person on the planet, beautiful, all the above. You mess with her family, she will cut you. It's over. Okay. She coming after you. You know what I said? You know what I mean, Monica? Okay. We're going to fight for it. You got to decide what you just wrote down. Is it worth fighting for? Okay. And there are some things that are worth fighting for. And you got to decide what they are. Don't get over those things. Don't back up on those things. You with me? You got to decide, is this something that I'm willing to stand on the hill and die for? Okay. And that's the lens that I want you to put on when you look at these roadblocks. Okay. Now, the other thing you got to ask yourself too, before we jump off, is this. You got to ask yourself the question on the does it matter scale. Okay. Called the does it matter scale. And it's a 1 to 10 scale. When you look at the roadblock you just wrote down, you got to ask this question. Does it matter? Does it matter? Okay. You with me? And so if it's like a 1 to 3, I'd probably get over it. You know what I mean? I'll probably get over it, or I'll find a way through it or around it. Okay. If it's like a 4 to 7, somewhere around in there, okay, 4 to 6, little thicker, yes or no, right? It's got a little bit more moving parts to it, and I've got to ask myself the question, does it matter? Okay, does it matter? If it's like 7 to 10, okay, it matters. You with me? Okay, so 1 to 3, I can let it go. Everybody write this down. Stop spending $1,000 worth of emotional energy on a $2 problem. Okay, I love you. You're exhausting yourself. You ain't exhausting anybody else. Okay, it's whipping you. Stop spending $1,000 of your emotional energy on a $2 problem. Okay, identify what you can control, move forward. All right, so if it's a 1 to 3, I ain't spending energy on it. Okay, 4 to 6, I'm just going to solve it. I'm just going to solve it. I can solve it. You're smart people. Go solve it and do what Jim did. Go to your network and say, hey, I've got a problem. I need to solve it. I need some help. Okay, like you don't have to solve it on your own. I think one thing we miss is we think we got to do all this on our own. Okay, one of the best things you can do is put your hand up and say, I don't really know what to do. Can somebody help me? All right. Like our entire real work program that we're doing, the whole thing is just to help you. That's it. Okay. 7 to 8, I've got to address it directly. If it's a 7 or 8, I got to address it directly. I got to have a conversation. I got to advocate for change. I've got to find a way around it. I got to find a way through it. I got to do something here that helps me move forward. If it's a 9 or 10, I'm standing on the hill. I'm standing on the hill and I'm not getting off of it. You with me? Okay. Whatever you have in front of you today does not have to keep you where you are. So identify today, what's your biggest roadblock in your business today? What's your biggest roadblock in your life? Okay. Are you giving it more power than it deserves? Are you giving it more power than it deserves? And the last question I'll tell you to ask yourself is this. What's the very next action you can take right now that's going to drive you forward? Like right now, today, in the next 24 hours, what's one thing you can do that's going to drive you forward through it, around it, over it, whatever it is? Okay, you tracking with me on this? All right. There is nothing out there that can stop you unless you allow it to. All right. Did this help you today? Come on. Hey, y'all got to get hey, we got 7-year-olds out there winning. Like, what? Do you know what a 7-year-old's doing roping? You guys can do this. You guys can do this. All right. We just got to go out and have the mindset to be able to do it. All right. I love you guys. Bless you. We'll see you again next week. Tell everybody, come and be a part. If you have not signed up for Real Work and you are a real agent, please make sure that you sign up. Okay. We'll see you guys. Love you. Bye-bye.